Welcome to Planet MicroCap. I'm your host, Robert Kraft, and joining me right now is Andy Duncan. He's the chairman and CEO of Boardwalktech Software Corp. It's a publicly traded company. The symbol is BWLK on the venture and BWLKF on the OTCQB. And Boardwalktech will be presenting at our upcoming investor conference, the Planet MicroCap Showcase, taking place in Las Vegas, April 25 through 27, 2023. For more information, to see Andy's presentation, to potentially meet Andy in person, please go to planetmicrocapshowcase.com. And with that, Andy, thank you so much for joining me today. How you doing?
Hey, Bobby, I'm doing great. We're really looking forward to the conference in Las Vegas in a couple of weeks and appreciate you giving us a little shout out here.
Absolutely. We're excited to have you back and get an update as to what's going on in the business. It's been about 6 months, I think, since the last time we did an interview together. But before we get into the update, for those that aren't aware of the Boardwalktech story, can you give us that quick overview of the company and then we'll go from there?
Yeah, sure. So the company went public in 2018 on the venture exchange. We're also traded on in the U.S. And the net is we focus on large enterprises. Today, we've got 22 of the Fortune 500 as customers, and we work with them on kind of what we call enterprise data management. And it's all about kind of really in a short explanation, Bobby, really helping these companies to understand what's going on with their data and how to use that data to improve everything that they do, kind of in their world. And there's some AI mixed in, there's some machine learning mixed in, there's a whole bunch of data that we're actually collecting and helping them to manage. That really is it's getting pretty exciting actually for Boardwalk in a number of different verticals.
Well, let's hear more about it. Like I said, it's been about 6 months. We published that last interview on October 4th, 2022. Give us that update. What do we got going on?
Yeah, so we've really got two kind of major focuses for this particular year. Not only if people are tracking the company, they're seeing that the company is growing pretty nicely with regard to revenue on a year over basis. That's coming from two different areas. One is, we're really focused on the financial services market, and as people that were following the story, we landed one of the top 5 banks in the U.S. that's utilizing our Velocity product, which is specifically developed to help these banks move a lot of their what we call unstructured data, mainly Microsoft Excel spreadsheets, into a compliant environment. And what's happening now is with the Silicon Valley Bank blow up, there's even more pressure now that's going to be coming within the U.S. on these banks to move their processes into a more compliant environment. And that's exactly what we do with our Velocity product. We've got a host of new banks that are actually on our pipeline, a couple that we hope we'll be able to announce soon. And we continue to also win strategic partners in this particular area. We're working a lot with these these companies that are doing services work in the banking sector. And they're actually coming to us now saying, we have banking clients, we need a solution like what you guys have to be able to take into these banks. Will you partner with us? So you'll also see us making some announcements with regard to some large new partner opportunities that will then lead to some really nice revenue with regard to our Velocity product within the banking industry. So we're quite bullish about what's happening in financial services and our particular product that's called the Boardwalk Velocity in the banking industry. The second thing that we're working on this year quite a bit is in and around supply chain visibility. We have a new product that we've announced called the Radius Control Tower, which allows companies to be able to understand what's happening across their supply chain. So what's happened is that these large companies have spent a lot of money on these core systems of record, but all of those systems of record are siloed, and nobody can see what's going on in across the entire environment. So the Boardwalk Radius Control Tower solution allows us to be able to help companies visualize what's happening in their supply chain. So when you talk to some of the largest retailers in the world, they say, we issue a purchase order, but 50 things go wrong between when that purchase order gets issued and when the product actually gets onto the shelf. And sometimes we don't know what went wrong and we don't know why it went wrong. So the Boardwalk Radius Control Tower and our ability to manage both structured and unstructured data in this very unique patented way allows us to be able to provide visibility to these companies that then allows them to be able to make decisions faster and solve problems, trying to minimize the problems that occur between issuing that purchase order and getting a product on the shelf. So those are two main key, really big areas that we're focused on this year, and I'm excited to talk to investors about this strategy at Planet MicroCap.
Absolutely. So speaking to the first focus, now really going I mean, you already were attacking this vertical, the banking vertical. Tell us about the time from engagement to sale, and has that sped up because of the recent SVB crash?
Yeah, I think it's still a little bit too early to say that the sales cycle is going to minimize because of the SVB crash. But I think what we're going to see is tighter regulations, stricter focus from the regulators on these issues. And I will tell you that our Velocity product, the Boardwalk Velocity product, is so unique out there. It's orders of magnitude faster. It's better. It really helps these banks solve the problem with regard to getting their unstructured data into compliance, which is exactly, bullseye of where these regulators are looking. We think that, and look, I'm not a big fan of over-regulation, but I will say that I think that regulation in financial services and in banking is going to be inevitable, and it's going to continue to get tighter. And we really think we're positioned perfectly to take advantage of that. Back to your core question, we're seeing sales cycles of this take somewhere between 9 and 12 months. When you're dealing with, the top 50 banks in the United States, it just takes time. We think that that's going to continue to minimize. And remember that we're utilizing partners on a lot of this as well. So the partners are going in as a trusted source to be able to say, I'm going to bring in our partner, Boardwalktech, with their Velocity product. Look what they've done in this bank, this bank, this bank, and then hopefully that'll continue to shorten the sales cycle. But I think optimally, maybe we're at a 6-month sales cycle, but I think it's still going to take another year or two to get to that level.
Very good. I mean, look, you answered all my questions, and especially, why folks should want to meet with you in terms of the company's focus for 2023 as well. So with that, Andy, where can our audience go and find more information on Boardwalktech?
Well, certainly they can go out to, www.boardwalktech.com. I'd also encourage any investor that's interested to kind of, read our MDA, look at our last quarter results. And look at the year-over-year growth, look at the path that we've got toward profitability. We're not raising money. We've got plenty of cash on the balance sheet. We are an anomaly out there with regard to a microcap. And this company has got extremely experienced senior management, and we really think that we're doing all the right things. And I think when people understand our growth and the potential, hopefully they'll get excited and they'll want to partner with us as an investor.
Sounds good. Well, Andy, thank you so much for joining me here today. Really do appreciate it. Good luck. Stay safe. And I'll see you in Vegas.
See you in 2 weeks, Bobby. Take care.
Take care.
Bye.